Good day and welcome back to another DBZ Dokkan battle video. In this video we are going to take a look at how the EZA for the Super Saiyan God Super Saiyan AGL Vegeta does in Extreme Super Battle Road stage. Now this is the pure Saiyan's Extreme Super Battle Road stage, which is one of the hardest Extreme Super Battle Road stages out there. And we're going to take a look at how Vegeta performs, and there are a whole bunch of situations. So the first situation we're going to take a look at is if we use an item. So we're going to use a Whis, and we're going to see how he tanks in the second slot. This is his ideal situation because it would allow him to proc his defense and, will allow him to build up those stacks before he takes any damage. Now, ideally, you want to put Vegeta in the second slot in his first turn. The reason is his start of turn defense is just not going to be enough. Unless you can get him to get a couple of attacks in the first slot, it's just not going to be enough for him to tank very well without an item. With an item, he'll be more than fine. Here we can see getting some decent damage off, 4 million, which is very nice. He is going to be lowering Goten's defense as well. He's fired off two supers and a single attack. So right here he should be more than fine defensively. We do have an item active. He will definitely take single digits from Goten and definitely more than fine. So we can see after he supers, obviously there were 3 supers there, which is an extreme situation. But after he supers, he is more than fine. As a unit, you can see how hard this stage is just by how hard some of these units are getting hit. It is just a very, very challenging stage. So yeah, it's just very, very difficult and very, very challenging overall. And so like to see units take damage here is not uncommon. I mean, look, this is with an item, 514,000 damage here on Vegeta. Now Vegeta doesn't have obviously any of his other damage reduction active at that time, and that was type disadvantage, but it still shows you how hard these enemies hit. You cannot take a type disadvantage super in this content even with an item active. Like, that is how heavy these units hit you. Even with items active, you will still very much probably die depending on the unit with an item active. So we're going to run it back, run the same team. This time we're going to get a good look at how Vegeta does, possibly without an item in that first slot as well. We're going to get a good idea of how Vegeta does. We want to see how he does in a variety of defensive situations. It's a lot easier to test it this way, if I'm honest, than just by running through the stage, because you're going to constantly have to use items running through the stage. So here, this is his first slot situation, 150k defense, by the way, which is not bad in any shape or form. 145k defense, I should say. Very good start of turn defense, if this was not pure Saiyan's ESBR. Remember, this ESBR hits very hard. 150k, 157k, 152k type neutral attacks. These units are hitting 300k base normal attacks. Now Vegeta is going to get a couple supers off. He's going to get 1 super off, 2 attacks off as well, which is pretty decent, and another super. So very good situation for him. We're going to see how much that comes down, and you can see straight away the numbers come down quite a lot. You can also see without an item, Vegeta only took 337k on those super attacks, so that's very good. The fact that Vegeta only took 337k on a super attack that was type neutral without an item is very, very good. Now we're going to go back in. We're going to just test Vegeta one more time, get a good look at his numbers. I know this isn't my usual kind of ESBR video, but the thing is, with pure Saiyan's ESBR, your very best strategy is stunning the opposition. So to measure Vegeta in this kind of ESBR is not great, because your best strategy here is actually honestly to completely stun lock and seal lock the opposition. Your best bet is controlling the entire flow of the battles, rather than being in this situation where you are trying to out DPS them, generally, depending on your lineup, depending on what units you have. So here we've got Vegeta looking pretty solid as well. Again, just contemplating what to pair with him. We will be using an item here just so we can see how he tanks now. First slot with an item. This will be a very good situation for him. And so, yeah, we'll definitely get a pretty good appearance here of obviously how everything is. And yeah, we can definitely see. So 60k, not bad at all. Decent amount of damage, not too bad. With an item, that's okay. It's obviously not ideal, but it's definitely not the worst kind of damage to take overall. I think it's a very acceptable amount. Vegeta, after this, could be good for the first slot throughout the rest of the battle. I definitely think. But I think beyond that, you definitely, that first turn, you definitely, if you're even using an item, you do want to be aware that Vegeta is going to still take a little bit of damage. He's not going to come out perfectly fine. He will be taking a little bit of damage. But that's okay. Like I said, it's not really the end, the absolute end of the world. You just need to, be aware of that when you're using Vegeta. And yeah, that's actually basically it. We're still going to die here because the support, the Xeno Vegeta, is just actually not good enough, quite frankly, to run this ESBR with only one dupe. Or he can be just, if you manage to get stuns or you manage to hold down the Trunks, you could definitely run the Vegeta because he has attack lowering. But even with an item, that Trunks just hits too hard against units like Vegeta. But overall, still was a pretty good showing by the AGL Vegeta. I think we saw every situation. We saw front slot with an item, second slot with an item, front slot, or any slot really with no item. Obviously, he does build up, so he will get continuously better throughout the fight. But remember that in ESBR, generally speaking, your fight should only last 4 to 5 turns if you really want a good chance at dominating the battle. You don't really want it to run any longer than that because then you start to kind of dip into too many items, or you're playing a high risk kind of situation. But that's it from me. Hope you enjoyed the video. If you did, leave a like or leave a comment and I'll try and reply. But as always, thanks for watching and bye.